On this earth, some people sleep well while others suffer from insomnia. Some live in wealth, others in poverty. Some are healthy while others are trapped in sickness. The world keeps turning like this, full of unfair destinies. And yet, destiny always carries within it a strange kind of justice that no one can escape. That justice is loneliness and death. Human beings either are never born, or if they are born, they will surely die. And in the journey from birth to death, loneliness walks alongside us. None of us wishes to wander alone through a vast, desolate wilderness, yet all of us must ultimately face it, stripped bare, solitary, and unaccompanied. Each of us is, in truth, an island of loneliness. Hello friends, welcome back to Timeless Words, the channel where we share knowledge and grow through the wisdom of great books. This week, I want to share with you a theme called A Strong Inner Life Begins with Embracing Loneliness, inspired by the timeless classic 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel García Márquez, the Colombian master who won the Nobel Prize in Literature without controversy. 100 Years of Solitude is a masterpiece, a monumental novel that paints the history and the soul of Latin America. Critics say that if there were only one book left on the shelf of human civilization, it should be this one. It tells the legendary story of 7 generations of the Buendía family and the rise and fall of their village, Macondo. Within its pages are stories filled with wonder, but also with deep solitude and death. The Buendía family seems cursed. Generation after generation, they repeat the eternal cycle: birth, aging, sickness, and death, always accompanied by loneliness. Their confusion and despair reflect our own hidden emotions. Their fate mirrors the fate of humanity itself, uncertain, fragile, and transient. And just like them, each of us is searching for meaning amid solitude. This book gives us a profound truth. Death and loneliness are the most inevitable and the most equal conditions of human life. Regardless of who you are, whether you have wealth or not, whether you are loved or unloved, strong or weak, you must first learn to face solitude. Only then can you step into the vast wilderness of life with courage and learn to enjoy solitude with a strong heart. Loneliness because no one understands you. The first generation of the Buendía family begins with José Arcadio Buendía and Ursula Iguaran. José Arcadio was a visionary, a man who founded Macondo with passion and boundless curiosity. He was fascinated by the inventions brought by the gypsy Melquiades, magnets, magnifying glasses, telescopes, and alchemy. To him, each new discovery was a treasure chest, a gateway to another world. But his passion was misunderstood. The villagers of Macondo mocked him. His wife Ursula despaired of him, and the only person who truly recognized his brilliance, Melquiades, eventually died. Alone and rejected, José Arcadio fell into depression and madness. In the end, he was tied to a tree and lived the rest of his days in isolation, until he died under the pecking of vultures. Was he successful? Yes, he founded a village and dreamed of connecting it to the outside world. But was he lonely? Yes. And his loneliness was not the kind of emptiness that comes from being physically alone. It was the despair of not being understood. As one famous line says, "All men are lonely, The essence of loneliness is the absence of resonance. Loneliness because there is no love. Ursula herself did not escape loneliness. Her life was a cycle of busyness. Raising children, managing her household, selling candies, and building a home that became the grandest in Macondo. Yet all her labor was only a way to hide her solitude. She gave her life to her family, but in return, she received no real love from her husband or her descendants. In her final years, Ursula went blind. No one in her family noticed that she relied only on her sense of smell to recognize them. She was forgotten in her own home, abandoned in silence, until she died in loneliness. Her tragedy is not just hers. It belongs to countless people in our real world who live in homes devoid of love. We often believe that companionship is the cure for loneliness. But the truth is, even those with partners, even those surrounded by family, may feel deeply alone. Loneliness is not the absence of people around us, but the absence of love within us. Perhaps the problem is not that we lack someone to love us, but that we lack the capacity to love. Loneliness because life feels meaningless. The later generations of the Buendía family suffered a different form of loneliness, one born from emptiness. They sought meaning in power, in beauty, in desire, in knowledge. But everything crumbled into dust. Strength faded, beauty withered, conquests became illusions. What remained was only void. And is this not our condition today? We keep ourselves busy to feel purposeful, but the busier we are, the more hollow we become. We surround ourselves with countless relationships, yet the lack of a true soul companion makes us even lonelier. We accumulate wealth, achievements, and knowledge, but the more we hold, the more we feel something vital is missing: inner peace. The downfall of the Buendía family is Márquez's way of telling us, without true meaning, loneliness will always swallow us whole. But perhaps within this loneliness lies a gift, for it is only in solitude that we are forced to look inward, to face ourselves, to discover the true meaning of life. Maybe the purpose of life is not to conquer the outside world, but to embrace the world within our own hearts. Death and loneliness are the ultimate equalizers. Yet in that equality, there is also comfort. None of us walks alone in this truth. All of us share the same journey. And maybe the only thing we can do is to learn to embrace our solitude, to transform it into strength, so that when death finally comes, we will not tremble in fear, but smile as though greeting an old friend. My friends, 100 Years of Solitude is not only the story of a single family. It is the mirror of humanity. Loneliness is unavoidable, but it is not an enemy. It can be our teacher, urging us to return to ourselves, to find strength, and to rediscover love. So, if you are feeling lonely today, don't despair. See it instead as a gift, a chance to grow. For only those who dare to walk through the desert of loneliness will discover the oasis of peace within their souls. Thank you for listening to Timeless Words. If you found this video meaningful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss the journeys ahead. Until next time, keep exploring books that nourish the soul.